So will Caitlin Clark be a good pro? Absolutely. Will Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now immediately? Absolutely not.
Well, it's tissue time again for all the Caitlin Clark haters because the tears are absolutely flowing with the news of Caitlin Clark's latest award. Actually, you might want to buy stock in Kleenex because this is a big one. Sure, she's won many awards throughout her career, but what makes this one extra spicy is that she is the only WNBA player to be recognized. Angel Reese? Nope. A'ja Wilson? Not this time. Sabrina? Sorry. That's right. Caitlin Clark has officially been named to Forbes' 30 Under 30 list for sports, one of the most prestigious honors for young athletes. And she's the only WNBA player who made the list. And you already know what's coming next. The haters are fuming yet again. You can practically hear the hack pundits and jealous rivals on podcasts downplaying yet another one of Caitlin's accomplishments. So why Caitlin? Why not Angel or A'ja? And why is this list sending shockwaves through the WNBA? Stick around because I'm about to break it all down. But first, like this video to congratulate Caitlin. Subscribe to taunt the haters. Let's start with the basics. What's the big deal about being on this list? The 30 Under 30 isn't just some random list people get added to for showing up. It isn't just a participation trophy, this is the list. It's reserved for game changers, trailblazers, and young superstars who are absolutely crushing it in their fields. In the sports category, it's not just about scoring points. Forbes isn't just looking at stats, they're analyzing everything. On-court dominance, off-court influence, marketability, and cultural impact. Athletes who make this list are driving change, setting trends, and proving they're more than just players. They're game changers. Basically, if you're moving the needle and breaking barriers, you're in the running. And Caitlin Clark, she's not just moving the needle, she is the needle.
And now Clark comes up with a steal. Clark thought about pulling up from three, will dip inside and lay it in. There are the first points in the WNBA career of Caitlin Clark.
Take it at the rim. Here, hesitation. You have to come. Goes her first two.
It is Caitlin Clark able to clear for Indiana.
Caitlin coming off that 20-point performance right here, handling the physicality of an isolate.
Clark, step back three, knocks it down. Take a look here at a career first.
It's a step back, going right, I may add. It's usually step back, going left.
All right, let's be real. If Caitlin wasn't on this list, we'd have to start questioning the whole operation. She's a walking highlight reel, a record-breaking machine, and the face of women's basketball right now. She's not just a player, she's a phenomenon. Since joining the WNBA, Caitlin has shattered records, turned casual viewers into die-hard fans, and sent ticket sales into orbit. Caitlin has more records than Grandpa's vinyl collection. From triple-doubles to long-range bombs, she's rewriting the WNBA's history books. WNBA Rookie of the Year? Easy. Triple-doubles in her rookie season? Twice. Leading the league in assists? By a mile. Boosting attendance wherever she plays? Oh, absolutely. Wherever Caitlin plays, seats get filled. We're talking 15,000 fans per game, numbers the league hadn't seen. Let's get one thing straight. Caitlin Clark isn't just a basketball player. She's an economic engine and a TV ratings goldmine. Her impact on the WNBA is so massive that it's not just transforming the league, it's accelerating its growth by years. Let's talk numbers because, well, the receipts don't lie. Before Caitlin, WNBA ticket sales were growing steadily, 16% from 2022 to 2023. Respectable, sure. But when Caitlin entered the league, that number skyrocketed by a jaw-dropping 93% in 2024 alone. Without her, experts say the WNBA wouldn't have reached these numbers until 2029 or 2030. Think about that. Caitlin's rookie season has fast-tracked the league's progress by nearly a decade. Women's basketball viewership had been climbing before Caitlin, with a 40% increase from 2022 to 2023. Impressive, right? Well, Caitlin said, Hold My Gatorade, and delivered a staggering 400% increase in 2024. People who had never given women's basketball a second glance are now glued to their screens, wondering what kind of magic Caitlin will pull off next. Remember when WNBA games were played in arenas that sounded more like echo chambers than fan-packed venues? Yeah, those days are over. With Caitlin Clark on the court, arenas are packed to the rafters. Average attendance for Caitlin's games sits at a staggering 15,000 fans per game. For context, that's higher than many NBA teams during their early season matchups. Her Indiana Fever games are regularly selling out, whether at home or on the road, and team merchandise is flying off the shelves like it's Black Friday. Caitlin's games aren't just breaking records, they're dunking on the NBA in some cases. On opening day, the NBA, with all its hype and history, drew an average of 1.6 million viewers, a 42% drop from the previous year. Meanwhile, Caitlin's first ever WNBA game against the Connecticut Sun pulled in an estimated 2.5 million viewers. That's not just impressive, it's historic. A rookie in women's basketball outdrew the NBA. Let that sink in for a minute.
Take it at the rim. Here, hesitation. You have to come out on her. Goes by her first two.
Back Benley. Here's Clark, a good look from three. She got it! The first three in the career of Caitlin Clark.
Clark does not need much space here. The screen comes off, drains a three. That's one of the few good looks, and it's not even that great of a look that she's gotten here so far in this.
Here's Clark off a screen, gets a look, and hits.
Her games are must-watch TV, and the numbers back it up. When Caitlin Clark is on the court, arenas are packed, and millions are glued to their screens. She's not just playing basketball, she's building an empire. Haters can say whatever they want, but Caitlin Clark's numbers speak louder than their complaints. She's not just the obvious pick for Forbes 30 under 30, she's the reason the WNBA is thriving in ways it never has before. But it's not just about the numbers. Caitlin has the star power, that can't take your eyes off her energy that makes people fall in love with the game. Haters will say, oh, it's just hype. Yeah? Tell that to the packed arenas, the record-breaking ratings, and the sponsors lining up to throw cash her way. Hype doesn't sell out arenas, greatness does. Oh, you knew this was coming. As soon as Caitlin's name hit the Forbes list, the Angel Reese fan club showed up, ready to argue. What about Angel? She's a star too. Yeah, she is. But let's be real for a second. Angel's impact, while significant, doesn't come close to Caitlin's. Look, Angel had an incredible college career. Her LSU team won the NCAA championship, and her viral taunts against Caitlin in the finals added spice to the rivalry. But since then, her impact on the WNBA hasn't matched Caitlin's.
And Mabry comes up with the board. Long pass, perfect to Reese. She was unable to get it in. And they play some beautiful basketball. Again, no Brianna Stewart today. Chicago's missed 7 straight shots.
That's off all screens, so she's not getting any easy look.
Reese, short. Trust. Allen just blew by Burke, but couldn't get the floater to go. Angel Reese. Reese, spinning.
Unlike Caitlin, she didn't carry her team to the playoffs. And attendance for her games doesn't come close to Caitlin's. They're decent, but don't come close to Caitlin's league-leading 15,000 fans per game. And let's not forget that Caitlin has consistently outperformed her in almost every major statistical category. Sure, Angel's podcast is killing it, but this isn't Forbes 30 under 30 for talking to Shaq. It's about who's changing the game, and Caitlin is doing that on a level Angel just hasn't reached yet. There's also A'ja Wilson, who is the reigning MVP, but she also didn't make the list.
I think it's relying on her passing, getting the ball to her, defense double team, A'ja Wilson with a three.
See, that's where Alicia Clark, with a clear out, runs and shows some help and gets in the gap and forces her to pass.
The fortuitous bounce and one for A'ja Wilson.
For this year, but a really cool shoe collab with Under Armour and Kelsey Plum.
Oh, I love it with the cigar flare as well. I mean, a humidor.
Into what she's been trying to do, she said she did USA 3-on-3, China, Turkey. Now she thinks this is ready for her time.
It's 16th overall. It has really only played a few games here and there the last couple of years. A'ja Wilson on the right side finishes. Cloud matched up against A'ja Wilson. Fakes one way, goes the other, and rattles that one down.
A'ja's greatness is already established. She's not up and coming anymore. She's already at the top. Forbes is all about who's next, and right now, Caitlin is the one redefining what's possible in the sport. Caitlin Clark is on this list because she's not just playing basketball, she's transforming it. And while the haters are busy typing out paragraphs about why their favorite player should have made the cut, Caitlin is too busy draining logo threes and selling out arenas. Caitlin isn't just good at basketball, she's transforming the women's game. Caitlin's authenticity and charisma make her a perfect fit for brands. She's already secured multi-million-dollar sponsorship deals, and companies are practically fighting over her. Caitlin's confidence and swagger have brought an edge to women's basketball, which is desperately needed. She's making the game cool in a way no one else has. Whether it's a packed arena or a high-stakes playoff game, Caitlin shows up and shows out. She's the kind of player you set your DVR for, if people still do that kind of thing. This isn't just about Caitlin making the Forbes list. It's about what she represents. Caitlin is proving that women's basketball can be just as exciting, profitable, and culturally impactful as any other sport. Her success is opening doors for the next generation of players and forcing the WNBA to level up. More sponsorships, better media coverage, bigger audiences, Caitlin's rise is lifting the whole league. Caitlin Clark isn't flying solo on the Forbes 30 Under 30 list. While she's undoubtedly the headliner, she shares the spotlight with another young star making waves in women's basketball, Floujay Johnson from LSU.
Clock, but Bigham will fire a three anyway, no good. 6 to go in the quarter. See if LSU can get something out of it. Rebound by Smith. Johnson into the front court will pull up for about a 30-footer. Yes, she got it.
Johnson steals it on her way to the rim, lays it up and scores.
LSU gets it across half court easily. Here's Johnson driving all the way to the rim, and back come the Tigers now. Johnson weaves her way up the far sideline. Johnson down the lane, Euro steps and scores.
And now LSU tries to push the tempo. Floujay Johnson puts her head down and drives to the hoop. A tough
for Tennessee. Floujay Johnson driving off the glass.
Transfer from Texas will be in action next year for the Gators as well.
Floujay Johnson.
That's right. Forbes didn't just stop at the WNBA's hottest rookie. They also recognized a college player who's turning heads both on and off the court. Floujay isn't just balling out, she's building a brand. Floujay is a scoring machine and a leader for LSU, showcasing the talent that has analysts pegging her as a future WNBA star. When she's not draining threes for LSU, she's in the studio recording tracks that are racking up streams. So, why did Forbes choose Caitlin and Floujay over more established WNBA stars? It's simple. These two aren't just playing basketball, they're changing the entire game. Caitlin is breaking records and redefining the WNBA's popularity, while Floujay is showing how athletes can thrive in multiple arenas. Together, they represent the next generation of women's basketball players who are attracting new fans to the sport, bringing in major sponsorships, and proving that women's basketball is must-see TV. While Clark and Johnson are out here dominating the game and building their empires, some established pros are feeling a little salty. Why? Because these two have managed to steal the spotlight in a way that's impossible to ignore. Let's rewind a little, shall we? When Caitlin Clark first entered the WNBA, there were plenty of doubters lining up to downplay her impact. They said Caitlin wouldn't stand out in a league full of seasoned pros. They claimed she'd be overwhelmed by the physicality and speed of the WNBA. Some even suggested she was more hype than substance. She's great in college, but the WNBA is a different beast, they scoffed.
Are you sure about that?
One of the most common criticisms was that Caitlin's success wasn't about her, but about the team around her. Critics argued that her stats were inflated because she had great teammates setting her up for success. Here's the thing. Caitlin didn't just lead Iowa to the NCAA championship game, she carried them there. And now, she's doing the same thing in the WNBA, proving that her greatness isn't about the team around her, it's about her ability to elevate everyone else. Then there were the people who said Caitlin's transition to the WNBA would be a rocky one. They doubted her ability to handle the physicality of the league or the challenge of playing against the best defenders in the world.
So people look at new players coming in, whether that's out of college, players who've been overseas, and they look at that and say, oh, you trying to come take my job. Like, nah, it's not gonna be that easy. So will Caitlin Clark be a good pro? Absolutely. Will Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now? Immediately? Absolutely not. Not gonna happen.
Okay.
Well, guess what? In her rookie season, Caitlin is leading the league in assists, dropping triple-doubles, and averaging nearly 20 points a game. She's not just surviving, she's dominating. And those best defenders everyone warned her about, they're getting torched. Caitlin's shooting percentage is off the charts, and she's making logo threes look like layups. Here's the truth. Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA isn't up for debate anymore. She's proven time and again that she's not just a great player, she's a generational talent. She's breaking records, filling arenas, and bringing in a whole new audience to women's basketball. The league is growing faster than ever, and Caitlin is the face of that growth. You can't argue with the numbers, and you definitely can't argue with the results.
Clark backdoor, nice look, Martin, easy layup. Clark.
And hold you to the highest standard, no doubt. And Caitlin Clark has said Lisa Bluter holds her accountable too. Stolke finishes it off that time.
Clark wants a screen. Gets a switch and a double, and rewards the screener.
Hitley's gonna hedge, and when she hedges, look at Stolke to the rim. Help late on the weak side, and it's a bucket for the Hawkeyes. 10 on the shot clock. Clark to the mid-range, drops it off inside to Goodman. Great vision by Caitlin.
So, what do you think? Did Forbes get it right by putting Caitlin Clark on the 30 under 30 list, or do you think someone else deserved the spot? Let me know in the comments.